Hi, I'm Ben from Abode Heat and we're here to help you get heat pumps right. In today's video we're talking about the heat pump Holy Trinity. So it's the three most important things that we need to consider when designing and installing a heat pump. And getting these three things right is the secret to ensuring good heat pump efficiencies, reducing those heating costs that we're all looking to do, and keeping you warm in winter. Okay, so let's look in a bit more detail when we're looking at an existing property. So we've got an existing home, boiler and radiators, and we're looking to move to an air source heat pump on radiators to produce all your heat and hot water. So the first thing we need to do is to understand how much heat you really need in this property. So for example, when it's -1 outside, our detailed design work will help you answer the question as to how much heat your property really needs. So let's keep the numbers easy. We'll say 10 kilowatts of heat. And that is keeping your living rooms at 21 centigrade, your bedrooms at 18 centigrade, and bathrooms at 22. So we'll put the same over here. It's the big thing that people get confused about heat pumps is that we're trying to do different things, but the key thing to understand is that we're trying to achieve exactly the same result, but using a heat pump instead of a boiler. Right, so put those rooms in there. So what we're looking at is saying, keeping all these rooms at those temperatures, when it's -1 outside, we need 10 kilowatts of heat. Regardless of how we're heating your home, the heat requirement is the same. Now, in an example using a boiler, just get another pen. Typically, most boilers start at 20 kilowatts plus. So let's just say we've got a 20 kilowatt boiler. That's this little thing here. And in your existing home, that is putting 70 degrees into your radiator to keep you warm, to meet these room temperatures. And here in your hot water, same kind of thing really. Let's keep the numbers the same, keep it easy. So the giant jigsaw puzzle that we are looking to put together is the lower the temperature we can put in your radiators from the heat pump. So let's say we've got a 10 kilowatt heat pump. What we are trying to do is to put the lowest possible temperature into this radiator because that maximizes the heat pump efficiencies and reduces your heating bills more. So let's say it's 55 degrees into that radiator to achieve the same room temperatures. So it's not about putting a heat pump in and keeping cold. We're going to keep your rooms as warm as you have with a boiler, but we just got to work out the best way of doing that at a heat pump friendly temperature. And same on hot water. Big myth on hot water. We will actually have that about 55 centigrade. That moves around a little bit depending on different systems. So going back to this Holy Trinity, part 1 is the real heating demand that we calculate from our survey and our design work. Then we work out how big a heat pump we need, how much power to keep you warm. And why this is important is compared to a boiler, this boiler is always 20 kilowatts. It just burns enough fuel to keep you warm to produce 20 kilowatts. When it switches on, it gives you 20 kilowatts. Now the thing that makes heat pumps more complicated is that heat pumps' outputs and performance are variable. And what that means is as we put progressively hotter temperatures into your radiators, your hot water, to maintain room temperatures as it gets colder outside, an air source heat pump, for example, will lose efficiency and it will lose capacity. So it's really important that just because there's a badge on the front of a box that says 10 kilowatts, you need your MCS designer to make sure that, is it a 10 kilowatt heat pump at -1 when you need to put 55 degrees in your radiators to keep you warm? That is the real critical bit. The third part of the Holy Trinity is then making sure, based on the radiator outputs or your underfloor heating outputs, is that we can achieve these room temperatures. So the big jigsaw puzzle, literally, when we go into people's homes and survey this, is that we have a small radiator with 70 degrees. Now, hopefully you can understand the logic. If we put 50 degrees of water into a given size radiator, we'll get less heat out of it. So the jigsaw puzzle is we have to balance efficiency and running cost savings with the sheer practicality of making your radiator a little bit bigger than what you've currently got. Now that might sound a bit scary, but the reality is a lot of homes, especially newer properties, well insulated, we find the radiators are pretty well sized for moving to a heat pump. That becomes more of a challenge. The older your house, the less well insulated and the leakier that property is. But if you get all those things right, in terms of, can we do this? Can we do that? Can we do that? And can we do that? And that is the heat pump Holy Trinity. And that is the secret to heat pump success. So I hope you have found this video useful in understanding the three fundamentals of heat pump design and the Holy Trinity. Please like and subscribe, do all that great stuff. And any questions, put those in the comments below, and we'll see you next time.